Hello everyone and welcome back to the Catalyst Corner. The market for me today was an absolute dream, and when I say dream I mean a nightmare, but that's okay because it gave us a lot of great places that we can buy in on some good stocks and for some really good dip buys. And guys, before we get started, leave me a comment below. When I do these videos, I try to make them entertaining and not bore you to death, so I try to give you some bullet points on some DD, jump into the chart, show you some great places to jump in and buy, and then move on to the next ticker. If you'd prefer to see more DD, let me know that below. If you want to see more chart analysis, let me know that below as well. If you like it the way it is, let me know that as well. And guys, if you're entertained and learn anything at all in this video, please hit that subscribe button below. And if you love to slap the ass, slap that like button. And as always, if you're a market dumping little, then you can hit that dislike button. Don't do that. It's rude. Let's get into the tickers. The first ticker I want to bring to you today is PUGE. It had an 8K filing drop yesterday evening. There was so much great news dropped yesterday evening that everyone expected the market to be on fire today, and it just simply was not. PUG opened up out of the gates, ran to 1.7 cents, and then just had a complete sell-off the rest of the day, which is why, in my opinion, it puts it right back into a good buy zone. I did the video this weekend over PUGE. My plan was to get in at the 1.2 cent mark. I even put that in the video. That's where I was looking. The thing gaps up to 1.3. I missed that entry. So this was a perfect re-entry for me. I got in today and added some shares about the 1.45 mark, which is about where it stopped. So it's in a good buy zone in my opinion. You might get a pullback even further tomorrow. But let's talk about what's in this 8K. Augie is the person that has the most DD on PUGE on Twitter, so give him a follow. But some of the main points that came out of that 8K, it was a huge 8K last night, raising $20 million through Class B to avoid dilution. No dilution, no plans per company. New CEO came from a $1.4 billion revenue hospital, multiple acquisitions, JV and project plans nationwide, shell status to be removed per the 10K, looking up to uplist to the OTCQX market. The other major takeaway from this 8K is that this is how this works. 20 million in shares, Class B convertible preferred stock at a price of $5 per share in units of 5K shares. Each unit is offered at $25,000 times 800 units, which is where you come up with the $20 million. There's a total of 800 units times 5,000 shares. The great thing also is these shares cannot be converted for at least 24 months. So there's a whole 2 years before these Class B shares are even going to be put out there, and they're out there at the price of $5 per share. This stock right now is sitting at 1.4 cents. That is an unbelievable purchase. In my opinion, we're in a great buy zone. They have multiple acquisitions coming up still. I know we only know of one. In the 8K, we found out about at least another one, if not two. Lots of acquisitions coming for PUGE. This thing is going to be fire going forward through the rest of this month in December and even into next year, in my opinion. This is one that could really make someone a millionaire. This is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but PUGE has had a ton of volume the past 2 weeks. One of the most volume tickers in the OTC. Keep your eye on PUGE. Let's look at its chart. Here's our chart for PUGE. I did add a line today. I added this resistance line right here because we had broke out of the channel that I've been discussing over the past couple videos covering this ticker. We are sitting, in my opinion, above this 1.43 cent support line. We are closed today at 1.46. So we are sitting right on that line once again. We're pretty much at the same buy zone as you were this morning when the news of the 8K came out. This thing, as you can see, ran all the way to 1.7 cents. This thing is in no doubt in my mind is going to hit 2 cents soon. I don't know when that's going to be, but in my opinion, it's going to hit it. So I'm going to keep watching this daily. I'm going to keep buying dips anytime I can see them because I think this thing can make you some money. Keep your eye on PUGE going forward. Guys, the next ticker we'll bring to you is PJET, PJET. I brought this ticker to you first and when it was at 1.1 cents. We closed today at 2.5 cents, I do believe. Go through a couple tweets coming out. There is some news dropping on October the 21st, which is this Thursday. And as Angry Red puts out, PJET will present its new business plan on Thursday this week, October the 21st. Company is also in discussions to acquire a physical asset that will be used to test, refine, and demonstrate the technology currently under development while generating revenue at the same time. And this kind of goes hand in hand with OG Tigress's DD, where she thinks modus and ALYI and IQST are all going to be working together, because currently they have a joint venture with modus and these electric motorcycles and EV batteries out there. So this is big news coming. We think there's still something tied here. Those companies also have announcements coming out on October the 21st. This is exciting news. I expect PJET, even though it had this pullback today, and we'll look at the chart and I'll show you kind of why. I do expect this thing to run tomorrow and Thursday, and I expect us to at least be green for the week by the time the news drops on Thursday. Another tweet by Just Michelle, which says PJET is targeting a multi-billion-dollar underserved market. And if you go into the Global Newswire article that came out today, PJET is targeting a multi-billion-dollar underserved market with a dramatic low supply in comparison to growing demand. If you go in and look at the modus and ALYI and some of their conversations about where these electric motorcycles are going and how it's an underserved and a billion-dollar industry that they're trying to tap into, these two things could be tying together. So we will see on Thursday. Big news coming. Let's take a look at the chart. Here's our chart for PJET, and I'm going to have to go back and take out some of these resistance and support lines because my charts are starting to get a little crazy. But pretty much what we're seeing right here is what we need to be looking at. We now have these support, these resistance lines. We have this support line. This is the channel we're trading in. We were trading in this horizontal channel. Now we're trading in this upward channel, which is tied into this horizontal channel. And we're starting to tie into this little area. And as you can see, we had a huge run. We had another green day. We had another huge run. And so, of course, stocks don't go up forever, guys. The RSI has to cool off. This thing is pulled back nicely. It's pulled back again today. I expect with news coming out Thursday, we're going to start seeing this curl back up. We're going to get into this pinch point, and it's going to have to make a decision. And in my opinion, we're breaking out of the 2.79 mark, and we're going to be pushing up to 3 cents. Keep PJET on your watch list this week. The next ticker I want to discuss is APTY. I have covered it several times as well because it has been one of the strongest stocks, in my opinion, in the OTC over the past month. And maybe even longer. I covered it first at 1.4 cents. It's, I think, stopped today at 2.79 after it ran all the way to 3 cents this morning. This thing is super strong. They have a lot of catalysts coming up for them. The first one is they're waiting to be pink current. They do have the attorney letter that was put in earlier in the week, so that was a push for this stock. When pink current hits, this thing's going to get another catalyst pushing. In December, their spare coin, which you can see here on their website, their spare coin, which is backed by gold and the US dollar, is going to be dropping as well. So they're getting into the crypto world as well. And so that is going to be a huge catalyst for this company going forward. Let's take a look at their chart. And here's the chart for APTY, and this is why I say it's been one of the strongest stocks. It just continually traded within this channel for just an entire month, over a month. If you go all the way back, this is actually on September 29th when it started this channel, and it finally broke out of that channel on October the 14th. So a month and a half of just continuous growth. This was not a pump type stock. This was just clean, pure growth by a company trying to build a great company. And so we finally get to this area. We have the breakout. This thing ran super hard, and we're now, in my opinion, sitting inside this new upward channel, which obviously is going up much faster than this channel was. But once we broke out, it took off. There's a lot of big names behind this stock that have support in it and have faith in it because it's a true company. It's not a pumping up in any shape, form, or fashion. And once again, as you can see, this thing continued every day to hit this top resistance line. So today, as you can see, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days in a row before APTY finally had a pullback here to 2.79. It did have for a brief moment, a pullback to 2.55 that got ate up in a hurry. I expect this thing tomorrow to retest the highs of 3. It has bounced off of 3 a few times throughout the last couple days. If it breaks 3, I expect this thing to take off once again because of what we discussed in one of our previous videos. When this thing gets to the 3 mark, you've got your shorts coming in trying to sell off. And so if this thing breaks, you get the shorts out, you get them buying back, you jump this thing to 3.1 in no time, and now you're off running, and 3 cents is the new support instead of resistance. Keep APTY on your watch list. Guys, I got 2 last tickers for you. We'll just do the chart analysis and go through pretty quick. FBCD, IFAN, both SSM monopoly plays. FBCD has been trading within this channel for a very long time. I said in the last video that the 2 cent mark is pretty much your best risk to reward for FBCD. I doubt it's going to drop below that and hold. It did drop a couple times and got bought up really quickly. Today it did drop again, bought up really quickly, stayed around the 2.05 mark all day, and then something happened the last 5 minutes of the market, and this thing absolutely went on a rip and bounced up to 2.19 cents out of nowhere. So I don't know if that's shorts covering because news is coming and people are going to start buying this up, because the next thing we're waiting for on FBCD is the officer updates, just like we had for IFAN. And we're actually waiting to see what kind of company is going to be coming into FBCD. There are a lot of rumors going around, some type of oil company possibly. We will see. We don't know. We're not going to speculate necessarily, but I have a feeling, as I've said in my other videos, SSM Monopoly and Krisa Management put out a tweet that they were being extra careful with this ticker. They had 3 different companies that were fighting over this ticker before they settled on the one. This is going to be a huge merger in my opinion. Keep your eye on FBCD. And our last chart is IFAN. I've drawn some more resistance lines. As you can see, we are trading in this downward channel now for IFAN. IFAN had great news, took off on a run, and everybody just completely sold it off. And now it's been trading right here in the 2.25 range. Someone had stacked a bid at 2.25 today, and it just kept getting filled. Somebody is loading the boat down here in the low 2s. I'm going to be watching this thing carefully tomorrow. If this thing drops back anywhere below 2.2, I'm buying, because just like on FBCD, you're risking the 2 cent mark, but your reward is just a fly, because IFAN absolutely goes when it goes. I pulled the level 2 on it today when it was sitting at 2.3 cents, and literally there was 200,000 shares between 2.3 cents and 3.6 cents on the level 2. This thing doesn't take much volume whatsoever to run to 3 cents. So that's why IFAN is one of my favorites as well. I expect this to be a banger merger. We very well could find out who the merger candidate is for IFAN this week as well. So keep it on your watch list too. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. And if you're one of the OG subscribers that stuck around to this point, please let me know down in the comments who your favorite superhero is. We've got a lot of OGs out there, and I want to see who you are. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so right now. Like the video, and until next time, we'll see you on the next show.